Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Hag Sameach. We're going to get started. So tonight, because it's Chag, there's no Kabbalat Shabbat. We start on Psalm 92, which is on page 27. This is because we're in a time of, this is Zaman Simchatenu, the time of our joy. We're in this Chag, the Chag of Sukkot, the festival of Sukkot. So our joy is already elevated. We use Kabbalat Shabbat to sort of like warm us up and get us to this place of joy, but we're already here. That's the idea anyways, because we're at Sukkot. So we're going to start Psalm 92, page 27. Mizmo, mizmo, shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo, shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Sing it.
Mizmo, mizmo, shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo, shir, shir liyom haShabbos.
The whole wide world, the whole wide world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. The whole wide world is waiting to sing a song. Sing it, the whole wide world.
The whole wide world is waiting to sing the song of Shabbos. The whole wide world is waiting to sing the song of
Mizmo
Shabbos.
shir, mizmo, mizmo shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir, shir. I want to slow it down right here. And I am also waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. I am also waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir, shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir, shir liyom haShabbos. One last one. Mizmo, mizmo shir,
Shir liyom haShabbos. Mizmo, mizmo shir,
shir liyom haShabbos.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך.
Let's sing that together. Tov lehodot.
טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. לשמך עליון, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך
Psalm 93 is on page 29. Adonai malach geut lavish Adonai os hitzazar avtikon tevel baltimot nachon kizacha meaz meolam ata naseu neharot Adonai naseu neharot kolam narot doch yam. Now you repeat after me. Mikolo mayim rabbi.
Mikolo mayim rabbi.
Adirim mishbereyam.
Adirim mishbereyam.
Mikolo
Adirim mishbereya.
Adir b'marom עדותיך נאמנו מאוד,
עדותיך נאמנו מאוד,
לביתך נא בקודש,
לביאת נא בקודש,
עדותיך נאמנו מאוד,
עדותיך נאמנו מאוד,
לביתך נא בקודש.
לביתך נא בקודש.
אדוני לאורך ימים,
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 אדוני לאורך ימים. As the great Carl Cedar would say, that was Kabbalat Shabbat.
That's what he says.
There we go.
Rumor has it.
A short Kabbalat Shabbat, but a beautiful collection of melodies, Cantor. Beautiful, beautiful. Invite anybody who is remembering a loved one right now to stand for Kaddish. Together, we're on page 30. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach leolam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'yimru. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Welcome, welcome everybody. So glad to be with you. This is the last, sadly, of our Under the Stars series of the summer. Under the Sukkah, sort of. We'll get under the Sukkah for Kiddush and Motzi and for the meal later on. I just want to say, particularly to those people who have been coming, I want to say religiously, who've been coming to each of the Shabbat Under the Stars gatherings since last May. It's really been a highlight of the month every month for all of us up here. And I know for many of you, it's just another example of what makes this community so full of life and so very, very special. And, I'm a fan of pulling out the heaters and putting up big lights and staying out here more. We'll see if we can figure out some ways to utilize this outdoor space even as it starts to get darker and cooler. But there is some also special magic to marking the summer season and marking this opportunity in this way of gathering together. We are going to formally begin Mariv with Baruch Hu. Invite everybody to please stand as you are able on page 39.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
You can take your seats.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim b'chokma p'tei kshavim b'tmuna masal machal Umavir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uve laila Adonai tzvaot shemo El chai v'kayam Tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch ata Adonai Ha'ma'ariv aravi.
Page 40. עולם.
בית ישראל,
עמך,
עמך, אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך מעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך קומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה שמוע תשמעו מצוותיי אשר אנחנו מצווה אתכם היום. Adonai Elohechem We're on page 43, reading privately to ourselves. Ve'emunah kozot kekayam aleinu ki hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'nishmat anach Yisrael alma. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם
מי כמוך, מי כמוך, באלים אדוני, נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף מי כמוך באלים אדוני נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אל One more time, sing that with me מי כמוך באלים אדוני נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אל חוטך ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלי, זה אלי, זה אלי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני לעולם Try that out. Adonai Imloch, Adonai Imloch, Adonai le'olam va'ed. Mi kamocha bayelim Adonai. Nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot osif ele. Come on, clap your hands. Ay lai 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 lai, ay lai 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 lai, ay lai 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 lai. Lai lai lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. One more time. We tried. That was nice.
מלכותך ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלי אנו ואמרו we all say אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל
Amen. It really is an incredible privilege to get to speak to this community on High Holidays. And the view from standing up on the bima and looking out at such a sea of people who I love so much and respect so much, who give me the space to be able to share some words, is really an unbelievable. You have no idea what a gift and how privileged I feel. And I'm also perfectly aware that, as I have done with other people's sermons for many, many years, you finish and say either that was good or I'm going to argue about that over lunch, and then it goes, right? I can remember 5 sermons I've heard in my life. If you can remember 5 that you've heard, I'm a professional, and I can remember 5 I've heard, right? They're an entertaining art form at the time, but it doesn't always actually sink in. So I'm just reminding you that a week ago, we talked about great dreams. We talked about that line from Rav Kook that says, Halamot gedolim yesodei haolam hem, that great dreams are the foundation of the world, that the world is built on the world we can imagine. And I said that that means that continuing to pray for peace, even in a broken world, isn't optional. Because the prayers won't necessarily get us there, but despairing of the possibility of better will damn us to stay in the same place as we've always been. And so as we sing Hashkivenu, as we turn to the first Shabbos after, as we come to this prayer for peace, invite us to sing it with all of the hopefulness we can muster, with all of the prayerfulness we can muster, with all of the sense that it has to be possible. It has to be possible. And I don't want to talk about him, and I don't want to talk about, I don't want to say the name, and I don't want to, but there were events this week that maybe move us a little bit closer to the possibility, and I'd be so grateful. I'd be so grateful if this could be the beginning of the end. If not for us, for them in the Sukkah. For all those kids sitting there, here, for our future, that's who we dream for. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu, L'chaim. Let's sing that together, Hashkivenu. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu, L'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu, L'chaim. Let's sing Hashkivenu one last time. Hashkivenu,
Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu,
Candy Hiratzon. So may it be. Page 46, invite you to rise for Rishamra.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני. הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
לדורותם. One more time, the voices. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, ועמד דברה קירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ופיידכון בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולם. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ויאמרו
The silent Amidah begins on page 47. Some prayers are said best elbow to elbow with the people around us. Sometimes we need a little bit of space. If you want to take advantage of the space outside, you want to get yourself a little elevation, a little closer to the address, you can go upstairs. Take some time for your own private prayer, either from the book or from your heart.
ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. Sing it with me now. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום שלום כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Sing it. Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha Tasim. I'd like to sing it again, even louder. Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rab al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim
יגדל ויגדש שמי רבה ועמד דברה קירותי והמליך מלכותי בחיי חונב יום יחונב חיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בזמן קריב ומבוא אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עמיים. יברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. ברכו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ולמה ומבוא אמן. תקבל צלתהון ובטחון לכל ישראל קודם אבוהון דבישמיה ומבוא אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ומבוא אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל במבוא אמן.
Shakach. Shakach to all of you. Yeshakach on tonight. Yeshakach on this whole summer. Yeshakach on the high holidays. Yeshakach on just incredible. Incredible. I can't get over this. This is good. This is making my heart happy. Keep looking over there. We tend to remember really well, or not at all, the thing that happens before the big thing. I remember really, really clearly the day before our daughter was born, the last meal for a very long time where it was just us. I say a very, very long time because 6 months after her birth came the pandemic. So just as we were starting to plan our first date night, we didn't take one for another year and a half. So that last dinner had to suffice for a very long time. The pandemic. So March 8th, 2020, threw a 40th birthday party for my wife with 40 friends packed into a little dining room of a restaurant. And there was a call from the caterer who said, you know, we're getting more and more stories about this bug, and do you think maybe we were going to serve it family style? Do you think maybe we should do plated so everybody could have their own spoon? And I said, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There are 3 people with a cold in Los Angeles. We can all share spoons. It's fine. It was March 8th, 2020. March 12th, I walked out of my office. I took my laptop and a couple of books that I thought I might need over the course of the next 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Remember that one? Didn't walk back into my office until March 2021. Sukkot last year is very, very clear in my mind. Because Sukkot last year was the moment before it all fell apart. We were in Vida and Korush Gohanteb's Sukkah that Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Friday night? Friday night. Amazing meal. Some of you were there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous meal. And we got home full and satisfied and just shining, and laid down in bed and said, I'm seeing some weird messages on my phone, like something is happening. And that was the start. And so there's a little bit of PTSD in putting the sukkah back up again. I don't know if any of you felt it. There's a little bit of PTSD in putting the sukkah back up again because it's going back to the before. And so much has changed since. There are 3 stories, at least 3 stories, that you can tell about time. One story about time is that time is a line, an arrow that goes from past to future, a journey from here to there. And the only truth is, as Thomas Wolfe said, that you can't go home again. The line goes in only one direction, forward, forward, forward into the new. There's another story about time much, much older than that linear story. The story that people told from the earliest origins of humankind, that time is a circle, a never-ending loop of repeating seasons, of planting and growing and harvesting, and planting again, and living and aging and dying, and new life emerging again. That everything that was will be, that nothing is new under the sun. There's the story of time as a line, as an arrow. There's the story of time as a circle of repetition. And of course, we all know that the deepest truth is that time is both. It's a circle that moves along a line. It's a spiral. It's a helix. Like the foundational molecule of life, time loops on itself again and again in repeating circles, but moves forward down a line. We are at the same holiday as we were last year, but we are not at the same point on the timeline. We have moved irrevocably forward, and we are changed by the year that was. And yet we go back into the Sukkah. And yet we come back to the dance at Simchat Torah. We come back to the circle. And we make our way through the cycle again. Forward and round and round and round. Like a dance. When I need to find peace, after Gracie is asleep, after the house gets quiet, I tell Anne I'm going out and I drive down to the beach. And I find myself a quiet piece of sand and I watch the waves. I've been doing this since I got my driver's license at the end of high school. Waves are just water, moving in a circle, moving along a line, rolling forward, rolling back on themselves again and again and again. And there's something so peaceful about watching the waves, isn't there? I think the invitation of going back into the Sukkah at the end of this year is to try to be a wave, to try to recognize the magic of repeating the cycle of a story that doesn't end, while acknowledging the ways in which we are changed, in which we are new, in which we are weighted down by what has been, but also that we know that anything can change. If it can change for the worse, it can change for the better. As Rabbi Nachman said, if you believe it can be broken, you must also believe it can be fixed. So we're back at the Sukkah. We're back in the cycle. And we're starting a new year. The new year that began with Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, but I think for a lot of us will really begin with Simchat Torah. As we go around in a circle again and say, what will this year bring us? As we continue on in the dance. Shana Tova. We continue on, page 56.
I invite everybody to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו
משחרים
עומדים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ משה קרוב בשמיים ממעל ושכינת תוזו בגובה מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מלכנו אפס סולתו ככתוב בתורתו ידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל והארץ איתך אין עוד אין עוד.
על כן נקבל לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מיוחד
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו
May be seated, all those except those saying Kaddish for a loved one. I want to acknowledge that this Shabbat is the first yahrzeit of Mike Nadelman, who was so very, very much a fixture for so very, very many years of every service CBI had. And if you haven't noticed, there is a cover now on his seat that dedicates that seat in his memory. If you'll notice that in the sanctuary, may his memory be a blessing. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, B'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. We all had our favorite moments during the high holidays. I got to say, one of mine was the Sachat Sha'alti.
We could just sing it one more time. We've been singing it for about 6 weeks. Let's sing it together. It's on page 59 in the bold letters. Achat, achat sha'alti, achat sha'alti, me'et Adonai, ota, vakesh, ota vakesh. Achat sha'alti, achat sha'alti, me'et Adonai, ota vakesh, ota vakesh. Shivti bebeit Adonai, kol yemei chayam, lachazu benav Adonai, ulevaker b'hechalot. Shivti bebeit Adonai, kol yemei chayam, lachazot benav Adonai, ulevaker b'hechalot. Achat sha'alti, achat sha'alti, achat sha'alti, me'et Adonai, ota vakesh. Second ending. Ota vakesh.
just a couple of upcoming announcements, and then we'll close with a blessing and a song, and we will move into the Sukkah as best as we can for Kiddush. We will all stand together in the Sukkah, at least for that ritual moment, and then we'll make our way to dinner. First of all, want to acknowledge that we are particularly celebrating tonight the many folks in our community who opened their homes for the Shabbat Shalom program. We are incredibly, incredibly grateful to Davine and to Becky for coordinating this program. And oh, I got a smile. Did I miss anybody? You guys were the masterminds, right? The masterminds. And to everybody who was willing to open up their home. There's really nothing that weaves a community together better than home hospitality, than being together around a Shabbat table. And so if I can invite everybody who hosted a Shabbat Shalom this year, if you hosted in your home, to please stand up so we can acknowledge you for a moment, please. Thank you all so very, very much for that gift of self, of Hachnasat Orchim, of welcoming folks into your homes, and may it inspire us to continue to do that, to offer that to each other. You know, we meet every Shabbos morning. We only meet in person 2 Friday nights a month, partially with the idea that actually the place we want you to be most of the time on Shabbos is around a Shabbos table with people that you love, right? Shul is a good touchstone. It's not a replacement for the more traditional Friday night activity, which is to be around the table. And so we are really, really grateful for this program and for all of you who hosted. Coming up, we have quite a lot happening. Want to, of course, call out Simchat Torah, which is happening on October 24th, Thursday night. Any idea who's going to be the music for that night? Where's the music going to come from? I hear it's kosher, but only mostly?
Not glad?
Not quite kosher.
Not quite kosher,
It's my new
mostly
project.
kosher. If you've not come to Simchat Torah with Mostly Kosher, with Liav's amazing klezmer meets bluegrass with a real funky twist band, you gotta.
May I add one small thing? I don't typically advertise too much of my stuff, but while you're on the subject of Mostly Kosher, we also are really excited to play the Carpenter Center on December 12th for a Hanukkah concert. It's a Thursday night. It's going to be a double bill with the Klezmatics. Should be one of the concerts of LA for Hanukkah, and so you all really should be there. I thought I'd say it long ahead, with a good time ahead, so you guys can mark your calendars for December 12th. So you'll see us here. You're so lucky, and then you get to see us at the Carpenter. Thanks for letting me plug. Sorry for that little insert. I'm done.
We should get buses. We should absolutely get buses. How about that? Should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be, that's awesome. So Simchat Torah coming up. We have many more days of davening. Hoshana Rabbah, Shmini Atzeret, my dad's favorite holiday. Simchat Torah Day. We've got a lot happening. Of course, I can't go home tonight if I don't mention the Dwell Festival, which is happening this Sunday morning. I know many of you are coming, many of you are participating, and even some of you are leading workshops. A county-wide, multi-Jewish organization, Sukkot Festival, happening at the Ecology Center in San Juan Capistrano from 10 until 4, put on by the Jewish Community Foundation and masterminded by my wife, Anne Marie Ramadka Greenwald. It's going to be incredible food and these incredible Sukkot and all of these awesome workshops. It's going to be really great. A sad announcement for Sunday, though, because we haven't been able to get an email out because of the Chag. Many of you know that Beth Elster's father, Jack Finkelstein, also father of Stacy and husband to Elaine, passed away just a couple of days ago. The funeral is going to be taking place at 11 o'clock on Sunday at Harbor Lawn. So we haven't been able to get that out by email. I know it is making its way around, but wanted to make sure with this big crowd that people were aware. Jack and Elaine, longtime members of our community, before that a past president of Beth Emet, and of course the Elsters and the Levitts, very, very beloved parts of our community. Anything I'm missing?
Yes. Junior congregation, tomorrow morning, 10:30, upstairs. I expect to see you all there. Or
And
some of you.
A yashikoch and a thank you to Gidon, to Carl, to Liav, and to our own cantor Amy Robinson-Katz. Thank you for creating such incredible and sacred space.
let's sing Shalom Aleichem. And while we're singing it, maybe start moving toward the Sukkah, or if we're not going to outfit, turn your heart to the Sukkah. And as soon as we're done with Shalom Aleichem, then we'll say Kiddush and Motzi, okay? Shalom